This video is brought to you by Amino. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, and this is new, right? I don't think in all the years I've been talking about anime on YouTube, and I've been talking about anime on YouTube for a very long time. My weeaboo creds are, like, sky high. I don't think I've ever made a solid, dedicated video about FullMetal Alchemist. And it's one of my favorite series of all time, so I don't get it myself, really. Then again, you know, serialization did wrap up in 2010. That was a little bit before I was talking about anime on YouTube and all that stuff. But the good people over at Anime Amino reached out to me, because I've done sponsorships for them before, and they were like, hey, we have this new FullMetal Alchemist, Amino. Want to talk about that? And I'm like, yes? Okay. Always up for new discussions of why different variety of anime and manga, so here we are today. I'm gonna shake this one up a little bit, though, of the format. This video is basically gonna be broken into 3 different sections. The first section is where I just simply discuss my own personal feelings for FullMetal Alchemist, the things I liked about it, my personal journey with Edward and Alphonse Elric. And then the second part is gonna be focused on community. That's when I'll bust out the Anime Amino app for FullMetal Alchemist. We'll take a look at that Amino and some various things in there, what the people are talking about, some cool fan art and some quizzes we'll take a look at. And then the last part of it, I'm going to discuss, like, my absolute favorite parts of the series, and I would also like you, loyal listeners out there, to go in the comments below and talk about your favorite moments and the things that are most memorable to you about FullMetal Alchemist. And it could be from anything. It could be about the original manga or Brotherhood. It could be from the original anime that aired back in 2003, which, you know, deviated from the original manga, but it was still kind of impressive in its own right, the way that they took it. It could be from one of the movies, or even something from the live-action film that just came out in December. I actually have not seen that one yet, but let's just get right into it. Okay, so my journey with FullMetal Alchemist, you know, the original anime aired on Toonami back in, like, 2003, and I was more of a Bleach guy back then. I was way more into Bleach, so I didn't really get into FullMetal Alchemist then, but I remember catching a few episodes, because I think it was on, like, right after Bleach, and, you know, from the random episodes I saw, I never saw them in, like, order, you know, or anything. I liked it. I liked the design of the characters, and the voice acting was really good, and the premise of the story was neat, and the abilities, the alchemy powers that Ed had. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is something I could watch. It wasn't until much later, when I was in college, that these omnibuses back here, these beautiful 3-in-1 omnibuses were released, and let's get a shot of them back here, you know. I started to collect those. I thought that was the perfect opportunity just to start from chapter 1, and that's basically how I read the entire manga, you know, as these were released, and I have all of them here, and I've read these more than one time. You know, so whenever a manga, you know, whenever you read a manga more than once, you know it has, like, something more than just, it was average. It's something that really spoke to you. Probably my favorite aspect of the entire series, I sat down and thought about this, like, what is it that really makes me love this series so much? It's the very rich character development. It goes beyond that, though. It's like Arakawa actually, like, breathes life into these characters. There's some that you genuinely despise and hate throughout the series, because they're... The traits that these characters exhibit are not just, like, overblown anime, you know, villain kind of tropes. These are things that, like, actually exist in real life. Like, we've all probably met people that are, like, very devious and very scheming in the background. And also, the heroes of the series, the Alric brothers, as well as all the, like, the large supporting cast and Winry, they all feel like real people that we could conceivably meet in our lives, or have already met in some way, shape, or form. And it's watching how these characters grow throughout the series. The series takes place over a course of a few years, and where they started and where they ended, it really does add a lot to the story. I mean, the story itself is really good, the abilities themselves are really good, how alchemy functions and how the mysteries of that are slowly unraveled throughout the course of the manga, but it's character development for me. It's just, you know, top level stuff when you're talking about that with FullMetal Alchemist. Alright, and so for the next part of this video, I'm gonna bust out the Anime Amino app, and we're gonna check out some stuff that's going on in the FullMetal Alchemist community, and take some quizzes, look at some fan art, and comment on that stuff. So let's go. Okay, so here we are again at the FullMetal Alchemist Amino. Let's just go check in. There's Roy there, looking badass as always. There he is again. I think this is a fanfic somebody's writing, Cremation Part 3. Yeah, that's a fanfic. Alright. That looks pretty cool. What else do we have here? We have some fan art of Roy. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like the shading in that one. Started out as a quick little doodle, but then I just got... Oh, yeah, that's just a quick little doodle. See, I am amazed by people that can even do this kind of stuff, because my drawing skills are like stick figures, or maybe like one notch above stick figures. So whenever I see people that could do stuff like that with like lines and shit, it blows me away, because I could not do that. You got the base shading and everything. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty solid there. Let's go check out... Oh, there's Olivier. And she's crying. That's said Olivier doesn't cry. Let's go check out the public chat rooms. Let's see what's going on over there. We got, let's see, Wedding, the Sins. Let's go check out the Sins. See, the thing I love about the 7 Deadly Sins is that the concept has been around forever, you know, and there's a good way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And like, Nanatsu no Taizai does it in a good way. FullMetal Alchemist obviously did it in a good way. But, you know, it's just an interesting set of villains for the main cast to fight against, but they're also complex in their own way as well. Like, my favorite is probably Envy, because the whole thing about Envy is just, yeah, he's jealous, but at the end of the series, you find out he's not just jealous because of, like, you know, I want to have all the power or whatever. He's jealous at humans because of their humanity and from what he really is. And that's just like a really powerful thing that Arakawa does to kind of flip it on its side there. So that was a good one there. Let's go take a quiz, man. I always love the quizzes in these. Are these quizzes? These are alerts. FullMetal Alchemist. Oh, there it is. Quizzes. All right. Do you know the original FMA? Just the original? Oh, you mean like the original anime? Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen the original anime, but let's do it. Let's just dive right in. I'm going to fail miserably, probably, because it's probably been since, like, 2005 or whatever since I've seen this. What rank is Hughes? I want to say Lieutenant, but in the original... Oh, man, 3 seconds. Brigadier General! Okay. I want to say... I was thinking a Lieutenant, but I immediately thought Brigadier General in the original. I'm not sure. All right, what's next? Bring it on. Who is Wenri? Ed and Al's friend? Okay, that was... All right. I think your name was misspelled there, but trying to give me a curveball. How are homunculus created? Oh, yeah, in the original, it's failed human mutation. Yeah, because it's like Ed's mom was, and Al's mom were also revealed to be a homunculus at one point, and that's just something weird that's from the original. Correct military ranking from high to low. Oh, God. Let's see. King? Ah, damn it. I didn't have time. I was just thinking, like, a General King. Yeah, I guess because there is no real kings in FullMetal Alchemist. It just goes, Führer. Well, there's Führers. Führer King Bradley he's referred to as sometimes, but I don't think he's just straight up king. Right, so there's the Amino. I would highly recommend y'all go check it out. I don't usually post on there a lot, but I love reading all the chat rooms and everything and what's going on with the communities and everything in these different series that I follow. I think Amino is like the best place to really do that with all this anime-centric content. So to end out the video, I want to talk about my favorite moments from FullMetal Alchemist, and then you can go in the comments below and you can discuss some of your high moments from the series as well. So probably my all-time favorite moment from all of FullMetal Alchemist was the greed story near the end, how he sacrificed himself, you know, to Ling, allowing him to get away, and then trying to take out Father, because, you know, Greed's sacrifice, his story arc was one of the most powerful ones, you know, of course, because he starts out as a villain, and then you find out the relationship he has with the other homunculi and his father, and then he shows up back up later as Ling, and then at the very end, it's really Greed that helps put that extra nail in Father's coffin that really helps take him out near the end. And it's this exact opposite that he goes. He's like one of the only homunculi that were able to break away from their original sin that they were created from. You know, greed is greed, so he has to want everything and just, you know, take it from other people, you know, sex, love, you know, sex, money, all that stuff. And then at the end, he figured out something else beyond that, you know, it's sex, money, all that stuff. He has to want it all. And right at the end of the story, when he decided to sacrifice himself for others, he dies. And it's sort of like this idea of, like, he's going against his nature. And, you know, greed by essence cannot be generous because you are greed. So whenever he was doing this act of generosity, trying to take down Father, helping Ling get away, and he kind of destroys himself in the process. It's like his body couldn't handle that. And it's like so metaphorical, like, so he dies, but he dies in like a really baller way and tries to take out Father along with him. He doesn't succeed, but he helps take him down. Like it was one of the major death blows to Father, so that was a really big one there. I also enjoyed the battle between Roy and Lust. I think that's the one that was in the live action movie. I know, I just haven't seen it yet, but I think that was like one of the trailers. That's one of the really powerful scenes there, where it's like how a battle in anime always goes. It's like, you know, you have a character explaining the powers to someone else, and it's just like this really cool casual thing. With that, you could tell Roy was genuinely pissed off at Lust, and we're not going to talk about this. We're not going to discuss what's going on here. I'm going to kill you, and that's just how it goes, and it's just, you know, constant incineration with Lust. And then later on, the same thing with Envy, because what Envy did to Hughes, and then after Roy finds out about that, so when he fought against Lust, it's just like, I'm just going to incinerate you where you stand, and he succeeds. With Envy, he takes it to the next level, and then that's when Riza has to kind of calm him down to stop him from going down this path of just pure, like, you know, blood-red revenge of which you can never come back from. And so that was really interesting there for Roy's story arc. But those are probably, like, the two moments that I'm really, I can always, like, watch anytime, and I'll really, you know, feel the full impact of those, the scenes with Greed Sacrifice, as well as with Roy versus Lust and Envy. So what are some of your favorite moments from the FullMetal Alchemist series, from the anime, from the movies, from the manga, whatever? Comment down below. Make sure to also check out the Anime Amino FullMetal Alchemist app. I'll be doing a few more of these sponsorships in the future, about once a month, so look forward to those. Thanks everybody for watching. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Later, everybody.